What's up and welcome guys, I'm Luke Martin with chopsticktravel.com and today I'm super excited to announce that I am back in Taiwan. So we're going to be spending the next month or so here exploring all different parts of Taiwan. So today we are in Tainan, which is in the south of Taiwan. It used to be the capital, it's the old capital of Taiwan, and it is the food capital currently of Taiwan. So we are super excited to explore this amazing city, and today we are going to be doing a full day of eating and a little bit of sightseeing. So we're going to our first spot for breakfast right now. Okay. We have come to a really popular breakfast joint here in Tainan to get some authentic Taiwanese breakfast items. We've ordered quite the spread here, and these are some of the classic, typical Taiwanese breakfasts. Personally, my favorite, this is the bacon danbing, which is sort of like a Taiwanese pancake. And the reason why this place makes a really good danbing is because the wrapper on the outside is made in-house, handmade, and then they fry an egg on the inside and then a nice slice of bacon. Over here we have the zhongzi, which is the glutinous rice triangle. I'm not exactly sure what this particular type is filled with. We will find out. And then it's covered in sort of a light soy sauce. And then over here is the luobo gao, which is the radish cake, just slightly fried on the exterior and then soft radish on the middle. And then here we have the dojang, which is soy milk. And we got the cold kind. You can also order hot, and man, this just looks really, really good, so let's dig in. There's a few different sauces on the table. My personal favorite is this. It's like a sweet, thick sauce. Just put a little bit of that, and we'll go for a bite here. There's only like a few green onions. It's mostly about that wrapper and the egg. And let's try this out. This looks really good. That sauce is a little bit kind of salty and sweet at the same time. It's definitely a soy-based sauce. And then that wrapper of the danbing is really nice and chewy. And then there's a meaty egg and then the bacon in there to give it a little bit of like smoky saltiness flavor. That's good danbing. Let's take a drink of the soy milk next. Oh yeah, we asked for the no sugar kind. It's really kind of thick and creamy. You gotta have a soy milk if you're having a Taiwanese breakfast. Let's break off a piece of this zhongzi next. The glutinous rice triangle, and it looks like there may be some mushrooms in there, maybe a little bit of meat as well. I definitely want to get one of those mushrooms and some of the rice, and that looks really good, so let's try that. Oh. There's small pieces of braised pork in there, kind of soft mushrooms that have been braised as well, and then everything's soaked in that sauce, which is a really light sauce, and the sticky glutinous rice kind of binds it all together. That's good as well. Let's top this radish cake with a little bit of soy sauce and try this out. This is such a classic breakfast item here in Taiwan. Well, really, you can eat it at any time of day, but a lot of people like to eat it for breakfast. Let's try. So I've definitely had better versions of that particular dish. I prefer it to be a lot crispier on the outside. This one's sort of soft the whole way through, but I think I can taste a little bit of maybe dried shrimp or dried fish in there. It's got a little bit of a seafoodiness to it, and that soy sauce is a little bit salty. And so far, the whole spread is delicious though.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Really good breakfast. Sometimes it's hit or miss with Taiwanese breakfast. There's a lot of chain restaurants that don't really serve the best quality Taiwanese breakfast, but that one was really good. What did you think?
Yeah, everything was good. It was like a home-cooked flavor, and sometimes you get a danbing that's not so good, but the sauce is really good, and then sometimes you get a really good danbing and the sauce is kind of bad, but this one was just perfect.
Yeah, really good spot. So I think we're just gonna kind of take a little walk around, and we picked out another restaurant we want to try for a little after breakfast snack. Sitting down to have another snack here today in Tainan, and we're having something that I've actually never tried before. So this is a really interesting dish. It is a squid rice noodle soup. So out front of the restaurant, he's got a massive cauldron full of mi fan, which is the rice noodles, and then he mixes in only the best parts of squid, and then serves you up a bowl in a very light looking broth. So here we have our bowl right here. There's not much to it. It's really just the squid, which is boiled, a little bit of, maybe that's celery, or yeah, I think it's celery, and then the rice noodles underneath, which are looking really good. So I'm actually just gonna try the broth. I think it's probably just a very light, maybe salty broth, so let's try that. Oh wow, no, I was wrong. That is full of flavor, wow. I think that's a fish stock or a seafood stock, and it is a little bit salty, but wow, that is much more flavorful than I thought. Very seafoody flavored in a good way. Let's try some of these mi fan next. Try these guys out. Okay, those noodles are all about the texture. That is a very unique textured noodle. I don't know if I've had one that's quite like that before. It's very, very springy, kind of firm, but not hard to chew. It's just really, really springy, almost like a little bit of an elasticity to it. So let's try a piece of the squid next, and I really love how they've given you just kind of like the best parts of the squid. This part is always my favorite, which is kind of the head, I guess, of the squid. We got the tentacles over here, and then some of the body parts. So let's try the head here. Oh yeah, that's phenomenal. You can just taste that that is extremely fresh squid. It is just super bouncy. It goes well with the noodles. They kind of have a very similar texture, but really just natural flavors going on there. I'm just gonna get kind of everything here in one bite. So let's maybe go for a tentacle with some noodles and chase it with a little bit of broth. Oh yeah, we got a lot of tentacles here. Oh man, oh yeah. There's a few condiments on the table. I think this is some white pepper. So let's put this on. Or maybe that's black pepper. A little bit of that. Mix it up. And also there is a chili sauce over here. Not exactly sure what's going on in this chili sauce, but a little saucer. And I guess that's for dipping your squid into. So let's take a piece of squid, dip it in this chili here. Oh man, that looks like a good chili sauce. Let's try that. Oh yeah. That's like a sweet chili. There are tons of interesting and unique dishes here in Tainan, and this is certainly one of them. And I love these restaurants. They're very unassuming, but also very popular, packed with people. And really, for me, the highlight of this dish is these mi fan rice noodles. They're so bouncy. I don't think I've ever had a noodle quite like it. You definitely want to add a little bit of that pepper and dip those pieces of squid in that chili. But man, these noodles are awesome. All right, that was delicious. We just finished off with it, and we are gonna head to a place here in Tainan called Xikan Tower, which is a famous Dutch-built tower. So we're gonna go there now and show you guys around. But man, if you guys are in Tainan, I totally recommend this place. That was delicious and very authentic and unique.
谢谢。
So we have made it to Xikan Tower, which costs 50 Taiwan dollars per person to get in, but it's certainly worth it because this is a beautiful spot. So this place used to be called Fort Provincia when the Dutch built it in the 1600s. It was severely damaged during an earthquake here in Taiwan, and after that they did a major reconstruction restoration and they renamed it to Fort Xikan. So we are here now. We're gonna kind of explore the grounds surrounding it. It's a very peaceful day. There's not very many people out, and we'll show you guys inside as well. So we were just taking in all the sights and interesting things here at the Xikan Tower. This place is quite a small area, but there's a lot packed into this property. So there is an old schoolhouse, some of the original fort before the earthquake happened, and then the actual fort itself now has kind of been repurposed half as a temple and half as a museum. So there's a lot to see. I definitely think it's worth the 50 Taiwan dollars to come check this out. This is not the only fort built by the Dutch here in Tainan. There is another one called Fort Zeelandia in Anping. And as you can probably guess, this place doesn't look very Dutch. When the reconstruction happened, they made it more Taiwanese style. But the one in Anping is very much still Dutch looking. So we just had a nice little stroll through here. It is blazing hot in Tainan, but we are loving this city. There's so much to do and so much to eat. So we're gonna keep going. There's a restaurant very close to here. We wanna try something out. Right now I am inside of a market called the Congo Market. And this is sort of like a fabric and clothing market, but somewhere inside here is a Michelin recommended restaurant that I've never been to, but I'm super excited to try. So that's why Sabrina and I are here now, looking for the spot. So this is the restaurant right here behind me, and unfortunately it's actually closed. Their hours say they are supposed to be open today, but I don't know why. Some reason they are closed. But luckily we are in an amazing city like Tainan, and there is multiple Michelin recommended restaurants. So we're actually just gonna walk just a few seconds down the street, and there should be a nice other place to get guohua. So we're gonna go there right now. So we are coming up on the second restaurant we had for backup, and we are not having very good luck today. Unfortunately, this one is also closed. It seems as though they're on a holiday. So I don't know, we're just having bad luck. But luckily, as I said earlier, we are in Tainan, and this is a city full of delicious food. So we are on a very popular street for eating Taiwanese food. This is called Guohua Street. So we're just gonna kind of walk up and down and try to find something else. Unfortunately, both the restaurants we wanted to try are closed, but that's okay. It just gives us a reason to come back to Tainan very soon to try both those spots out. Popped into a place where we were getting pretty hungry. It was right across from the guohua shop. This really cool shop, kind of half on the street, half inside, and they're selling one of the most famous classic Taiwanese dishes, and one of my favorites, the jian, which is the oyster omelet. So we've got ours here. This is quite different than what you would get in Taipei or in northern Taiwan. It's going to have a sweeter sauce than you would get in North Taiwan, because everything in the south is a little bit sweeter. So the first thing that they do really is fry up some oysters, and then include some bean sprouts, some lettuce, and then use a potato starch mixture for the actual omelet, and you can see it's quite kind of like gelatinous and then just completely coated, soaked in sauce. It looks like they use two different sauces here. One's more of like a clear sauce, and then another one's a little bit orange and kind of milky looking. So I'm gonna break this open and grab an oyster, make sure I get some bean sprouts, and let's try that. Also, there's egg as well. Let's try that. And you can see it is really, really kind of gooey. Oh, it has a very interesting texture. It is almost like gelatinous, very starchy, but then there's crisp bean sprouts in there, and the oysters are nice and soft. You can definitely tell that these ones are fresh, and those are some big meaty oysters. The sauce is a little bit tangy, almost like ketchup, and there's a little bit of a kind of acidity, maybe some vinegar. Let's have another bite here. There's more egg on this side, so it'll be less kind of gooey and more eggy. Okay, let's try that. Oh, those oysters are delicious. So we polished off that oyster omelet pretty quickly. There is so many restaurants, as I mentioned, on this street, Guohua Street. So unfortunately, those restaurants that we wanted to go to, both which were Michelin recommended, were closed today, but that's okay because this was an awesome oyster omelet. So Sabrina and I are just gonna head back to our Airbnb to take a little bit of a break before we head out again tonight for some dinner. So we took a little break at the apartment and we're all rested up. Pretty hungry. We've come back out to have a very famous dish from Tainan. We are going to have beef soup, and beef is one of the most famous ingredients here in Tainan. We've come to a really cool spot right on the side of the road, and we're here now, so we're gonna order some up. One of the coolest parts about this restaurant is they actually have their own little mini butcher shop directly inside, and that is one reason you know that this place is serving some really high quality fresh beef. So we've ordered up some of our dishes, and the main one just arrived. This is the noodle tang, the beef soup, which is a super famous dish here in Tainan. You can see here, it's something you need to eat pretty quickly because they serve the beef raw when they put it in the soup, and this spot is super popular, super fresh, and the beef here is just really high quality stuff. So let's just try the broth by itself first. Oh yeah, oh wow, it's really, really meaty, beefy, but almost like a little bit of ginger flavor going on as well. So there's a couple different sauces on the table here. I'm just gonna grab this and try this sauce here. It looks like a mixture of onions, some chilies, some green onions, and a lot of soy sauce. So put that in there, some soy sauce. And also there's ginger on the table here, which I'm just gonna put right inside my soup. Like that. And give this a little bit of a stir. Grab some ginger and a piece of beef. Yeah, that's gonna be good. And let's try to dip it in the sauce here. You can still see that that is still red from just being put in that hot water. So let's try this. Oh, yeah. Oh man, extremely tender. Really soft beef. It's thinly sliced. Ginger almost gives it a little bit of a spiciness, and then a little bit of saltiness from that soy. Yeah, this is really good. But eat it fast because otherwise the beef will overcook. So there is quite a bit of beef in here, and they serve it to you extremely fast. We got the small kind. I definitely recommend adding some ginger. Kind of gives it a little bit of a spice. And I'm gonna take a piece of beef here and dip it in this sauce, which in my opinion is what makes this spot so good, because this sauce is awesome. Bunch of onions, some chilies, yeah. Let's try this. It's all about that sauce. But also, you can just taste the quality of that beef. It is extremely tender and juicy. We also ordered what was called the pickles on the menu. I thought it was gonna be like Taiwanese cucumber pickles, but I guess it's more like Korean kimchi pickled cabbage. Let's try this. It's not as sour as I like my kimchi. It's actually a little bit sweet, but it's nice and cold and a little bit spicy. We also ordered a beef fried rice. So you can see there's little pieces of green onion in there, nice big chunks of beef. I can see some very small pieces of chili in there, and then an egg as well. So let's take a bite with a piece of beef. That is really good fried rice. You can taste the wok, the smokiness there. It's fried extremely hot. And then again, that beef is super tender. This is some really, really quality beef, and this spot is awesome too, right on the side of the street. This is a very authentic Taiwanese restaurant. So as I mentioned, beef soup is one of the most famous dishes in all of Tainan, and it's not actually easy to find a good beef soup outside of Tainan. So make sure you eat it when you come here, and this spot I would definitely recommend is called Win Chang Beef Soup, and I'll put all the information to come here on your own. This fried rice is absolutely phenomenal. Huge pieces of beef in here, and really fried rice is a simple thing, but when you do it the right way, it is absolutely fantastic, and this place does it right. Okay guys, that's going to be it for today's video from Tainan, Taiwan. This is such an amazing city. We are here again tomorrow and the next day, so hopefully we'll make another video or two for you guys. And then we are planning tons of trips all around Taiwan, so make sure you stay tuned for those. We're gonna be here for about the next month. We got some projects we're working on, and then we are heading to Okinawa, Japan. So we are super, super excited for that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it wasn't too short. We've got a lot more eating to do here in Taiwan. Let me know down below in the comment section where you'd like to see us go here in Taiwan or anywhere. And make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and subscribe. We got a ton more videos coming for you guys, and we'll see you from Tainan tomorrow. Bye-bye.